Ladies and gentlemen, why do we have these bearish articles being released right now about Palantir stock, basically the stock sinking as the market gains, and what you should know? That's from Yahoo Finance even, and you see other articles here saying that shares drop as the market show mixed performance. I mean, confusing here, ladies and gentlemen. Palantir was only down about less than 1% today, and if that is a way to coin that the stock is sinking, I don't know if I really agree with that metric. So we're going to be talking about a really important day for Palantir stock, especially with the recent events that we have had, what to look forward to, and what Palantir really needs to accomplish in this next quarter earnings call. To keep it short, they basically need to hit a 500% year-over-year growth. But if they hit it, I think we could see valuations going to that next level. Now, of course, before we get too far, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and I can't thank you guys enough for watching. Of course, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just collecting data and analyzing and putting my own opinion that I don't think Palantir's shares really did sink today. But talk about Palantir, let's get it up on here. Palantir, basically what we had sitting back here, this is kind of just basically a week ago, before that $250 million announcement of the government contracts through the Department of Defense, you got Palantir that pushes up here to the 16s. A little bit of a short-term profit taking, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. Finding some stabilization here, I think is great, especially in about a month here on November 7th and November 6th, basically after trading hours, you're going to have those earnings that will be released, and there's a lot of anticipation behind that and a lot of hype that is building up behind that. If we quickly go to the options here, specifically at the contracts that are expiring at the end of this week, we're seeing a lot of implied volatility in the strike prices of about 17 to 18 compared to the puts that we're seeing at about a $15-14 range. Lots more implied volatility in the terms of the actual call volumes. Now, with that being said, you do have people are taking a bullish perspective and confidence into Palantir raising a valuation. Now, let's go to the actual articles and try to analyze why we're talking about Palantir stocks that are sinking, because I think we are on a whole different ball game. The way that Data Dispatch is looking at this, we got Palantir Technologies basically saying here they close at 1588 in the trading session, down, marking a negative 0.75% move compared to the S&P at a 0.01%. Like really, that's just a consolidation on the day. We got the Dow Jones down just a little bit, and tech-heavy Nasdaq gained 0.67%. Now, talking about Palantir, what really and especially is being highlighted in this article here is the next quarter earnings. Now, if you missed yesterday's video, I really would recommend for you guys to check that out. That is talking a lot about the upcoming quarter earnings, and especially with the last quarter earnings, where Palantir is sitting at now, and especially with these earnings per share revisions, how much of a basically curriculum or where a standard that Palantir is being held at. And an earnings per share of 6 cents, that is what it's being estimated right now. And with that, if they do hit that, this would mark a year-over-year growth of 500%. And with that being said, in terms of revenue, that would be up about basically 16.14% from a year ago. But a 500% year-over-year growth in terms of Palantir would be great in terms of the products that it's selling and trying to separate itself as an AI industry leader. Now, talking about Palantir, especially where it's being ranked in terms of a strong buy to sell right now, it's sitting currently at the middle of a hole, and I can see why that's being sitting there, especially with the current valuation. That's one of the biggest criticisms that we're seeing, as Palantir's valuation is a little bit higher than the median sector. And with that being said, it right now does have a forward price to earnings ratio of 70.44 compared to the average of 22.89. So we're seeing Palantir that does have a high premium behind it because it is one of the most trendy stocks that we're seeing within the AI industry. So no doubt about it right there. I don't disagree with a whole, analyst right here. Not everything does always go up, but I think Palantir, what they could be in terms of a short-term catalyst here is the amount of analysts that are revising their earnings per share predictions. And this is a great bullish sentiment. And we talked about the rule of 40, especially. Palantir is on that list. If you missed that a few videos ago, go back and look at some of those videos as we really dig deep into that type of analysis. But where Palantir does sit at right now, especially the number of analysts that are revising it, especially here in quarter two, fiscal year one, fiscal year two, is 7 times. And basically, we're seeing revisions that are continuing to increase. And those revision agreements are nearly at 100% for all these different metrics that are being set right here. And with those current quarter year-over-year growth estimates of 500%, and especially with the current fiscal year of 283%, I don't think that's all too bad. And I don't think Palantir really deserves to say that the stock sank, and especially getting beat with a stick, if it goes down 0.75%. And this does show me, especially personally, just formulating opinion here, that Palantir is being held to the highest standards, and as soon as it likely might not hit one little metric, people are going to complain about it. We're seeing it. If it doesn't even have the smallest green day, you got some of the biggest articles that are coming out saying that the stock sank. So current quarter, a 500% year-over-year growth estimate. It's a large increase compared to a lot of the tech stocks up there. Remember, Palantir is profitable, which is great to say. Not many of these AI tech stocks are. Number two, especially with that path to what we say here, this 5% year-over-year growth, is the actual amount of changes that Palantir has made. And we've seen these changes within their customer basis. Their customer basis has grown 38% with those last quarter earnings. So with that 38% growth, and especially with a ton of cash on hand, right now Palantir has $3.10 billion on hand. With the amount of cash that they do have, they've announced that $1 billion stock buyback purchase program, and with very little debt, Palantir has a lot of money to delegate to its resources in developing its AI products even further, which does give them that basically opportunity and gives them the freedom from a financial perspective to keep on developing those products. And what we are seeing, especially Palantir, against the general market today, is that we've seen the overall stocks that actually declined on Monday, basically following from the worst quarterly performance year of the S&P 500 as the treasury bond yields higher and higher, investors as they react to this temporary US government funding deal, basically trying to stop the shutdown of the government, and this will at least fund it through November 17th. With these kind of uncertainties ahead, especially with the shutdowns and things like that, you do have lots of speculation that does come from future market trading, and especially between the two political parties. So that does have a lot to deal with the stocks, because yes, we want the stocks to trade on a fundamental basis, but you do have a large emotional perspective that can be an influence into these stocks, especially with a smaller market cap, especially with more speculative type plays and stocks within the AI industry that have really seen an explosion. Like we've seen, if Palantir hits that metric, they're going to be up 283% year over year. So the fact that Palantir, I think, is sitting at a good spot right now in my mind, consolidating here at the 1588, holding at those 15s. The question is, when we do hit that November 17th, will Palantir face this November 7th, excuse me, what am I talking about? Will Palantir hit that resistance of $20 again, and will it be able to break past that if it is able to accomplish the high standards that it has been held to? I think that's the biggest question that we do have. Well, we got about a month to really see the true answer for that question, but we'll be keeping you guys updated. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be keeping an eye on Palantir, and it did not sink today. That's why I've been consolidated today. Take care. Peace out. Catch you guys later.